Hello and welcome. My name is Sage, and this is my mountain home in the redwoods of Santa Cruz, California. The keystone species of this ecosystem is Sequoia sempervirens, or the coast redwood. It is also the keystone species of my heart. The mighty redwoods that make up the genus Sequoia are the tallest living things ever to have been on this earth.
The wood of Sequoia sempervirens is prized by hippies and handymen alike. This is because inside each of these redwoods there's a dense core of dead material that is one of the hardest woods available on the market. This wood is dense and impenetrable, resistant to fire, insect damage, and rot. Because of these natural defenses, Sequoia sempervirens is heavily logged. It's, in fact, one of the most valuable trees to cut down. This wood is prized for its durability and used every day to make things such as tables, decks, and houses. Coast redwoods have an incredible life cycle. They can reproduce sexually through seed dispersal. This only happens once the seed cone has come in contact with the high temperatures of a forest fire. Or they can reproduce asexually by growing new cloned trees from burl, a growth found at the base of many sequoias. Coast redwoods can also reproduce asexually in other ways, by layering or sprouting from the root crown, or by growing off part of an injured tree, like a stump or even fallen branches. If a coast redwood falls over, it will regenerate a whole row of new trees along the trunk. New redwoods grow remarkably quickly. Young trees are known to reach 65 feet tall in 20 years.
You know, I'm about to set out on a beautiful forest walk. Would you care to join me? Come this way. Here's the first plant I would like to turn our attention to. Though it is not very rare, this is one of the most interesting plants we will see on our entire walk. This unimpressive fellow here is Rubus spectabilis, better known as wild salmonberry. Salmonberry is a common vine that grows all over Santa Cruz. It's known for its delicious salmon red berries and its beautiful flowers. However, it has also served an important purpose in California history. Various Native American groups utilized the numerous helpful traits of R. spectabilis. The macaw would dry and peel a branch of salmonberry, remove the pith, and use it for a pipe stem. The macaw also discovered that the bark could numb the pain of an aching tooth or wound. This same property was used by the Quileute, who chewed the leaves and spit them on burns or wounds so as to sterilize and numb the area. The Quinault, another group, used this plant in a seawater brew which they ceremoniously gave women in labor to lessen their pain. Additionally, the stalk of this plant, although it's hard to guess with such a young specimen here, is apparently quite delicious. It was eaten raw, boiled, steamed, or used as a flavoring while drying meats. Despite its many uses, Rubus spectabilis is still a very annoying, very spiky plant. Nature never ceases to surprise me. Due to its pleasant appearance and almost constant presence throughout the year, the sword fern is one of my family's favorite, and it was, in my childhood, always the worst bad luck if you were ever to kill one of these beautiful plants. The forest is a place of intense competition. If a plant is blocked out of its precious light, it will die. Notice how this tree, after years and years of growth, was finally surpassed by its neighbor. And look, its growth completely stunted, and its branches withering. This tree will not live much longer.
The most important resource in a forest ecosystem is water. This little stream, although dry right now, in the winter fills and floods this whole area with nutrient-rich water, leading to lush riverbanks, beautiful ferns, and one gigantic Sequoia sempervirens. This is the largest sequoia I've ever seen. Certainly the largest one we'll see on this walk. It's been around for well over 2,000 years, and I hope will be around for 2,000 more. It's important to watch out for poison oak. This nasty little devil can make you itch for days. When a tree falls in a forest, whether or not it makes a sound, it makes an impact. This tree, having been here for decades, is decomposing more and more each day. See how its bark is now covered with moss, eating away, breaking down this once mighty tree into its raw nutrients so that it can be reabsorbed into the soil and into all the other organisms and allow life to continue.
When a tree, branch, or any other piece of organic material falls to the forest floor, it is met with a team of fungi, bacteria, and animals which begin the process of decomposition, breaking down the material into mulch. Funguses such as this shelf mushroom here, a member of the Basidiomycota family, or a redwood rooter, live in and on decomposing plant matter and help to break it down. Vines, such as the one in this image here, Boston ivy, can be very beautiful and beneficial in a forest ecosystem. It's important to keep in mind that not all vines are parasitic. However, in certain cases, even Boston ivy can wrap too tightly around its host tree and strangle it, cutting off its growth. We see this happening in many redwoods in this area. Another potentially harmful vine is Vinca minor, or common periwinkle, which can take over entire areas of the forest. It can be an invasive and tenacious species.
It's 5:27, Tuesday, June 1st. The sun just rose, and there's one last thing I want to show you. What you're looking at is one of only 50 documented albino redwoods in existence. Because of its dependent relationship with the mother tree, many people believe albino redwoods to be parasites. This is untrue. The albino redwood is a very rare form of Sequoia sempervirens, still very much a living part of the tree you see in front of us. Due to its rare mutation, this plant lacks chlorophyll, the chemical necessary for photosynthesis. Thus, it is forever dependent upon its mother tree and will never grow to be more than 20-25 feet tall and will not live much longer than 50 years. The albino redwood is created from a mutation in a sprouting redwood tree. The location of most albino redwoods is kept a secret by those who cherish them, because as soon as the location of one has been released to the public, the tree has been killed by so many people coming to take souvenir branches. Here you can see the ghostly white contrasted against the black of my jacket. Of the 50 recorded albino redwoods, 6 are in Humboldt State Park. We are incredibly lucky to have one here in Santa Cruz, and I'm honored to have this in my backyard.